Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Politico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Politico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to Politico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Also, if you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Daily Compliance News for October 15, 2024, the Outside Counsel edition. And we begin with that story from the FT, the Financial Times, which poses the question, how culpable are external lawyers in corporate wrongdoing? A former Big Law associate has flagged concerns over the role of outside counsel in the opioid crisis. Elise Maisel was a former Big Law associate who left to become a law professor at Michigan State, and she asked the question in a recent paper, is there something about corporate lawyers and corporate lawyering in particular that help create and perpetuate the opioid crisis? Unfortunately, her answer became yes. Through zealous advocacy that has corrupted to empower lawyers to participate in the wrongdoings. Next up from Politico, Beny Steinmetz is back in the news, and he's arrested again as Greek police have arrested him for his role in a Romanian corruption scheme. And he is the subject of an arrest warrant issued by Romanian authorities over an illegal land grab. He was released on $5,000 bail. In Reuters, it reports that the US Supreme Court has been asked to weigh in on the faux controversy drummed up by Magnum hat-wearing right-wing idiots that the NLRB is unconstitutional. Yes, the National Labor Relations Act, passed in 1935, is unconstitutional according to many of those right-wing legal scholars, and they've asked the Supreme Court to invalidate all proceedings brought by the NLRB. So much for 90 years of jurisprudence in America. And finally, on another sad note, the jailed Binance executive Tigran Gambayaran has been denied bail yet again by the Nigerian court. He had tried to get some bail release so he could have treatments for a herniated disc, and the Nigerian court was having none of that. They said being sick is no reason for us to grant bail, particularly when we can shake you and Binance down for millions of dollars. So he's still stuck. Obviously, being from Binance is not a good thing, and the Nigerian government is going to squeeze Binance for all they can by holding their compliance representatives in jail on trumped up or unlawful charges, and now they deny him bail to get medical treatment. Oh, well, as I mentioned at the start of this podcast, the sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Politico. Well, Politico has a great new offering this month for you, a toolkit for middle managers. This is something that you, as the compliance professional, can use to move your compliance program forward by giving middle managers the skills necessary to answer a call for speak up or when someone comes in their office and raises a concern. I can't think of a tool that will be more valuable for you in the current era of enforcement. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.